Hey everyone, welcome to the online program of Amrita Civil Service Academy. My name is Sibi Joy, and as part of our Mains Master Program 2020, we are in this video discussing the trend analysis of Indian society. Indian society is an important subject in our GS1 paper. So, as part of our Mains Master Program, we are giving you trend analysis videos of different subjects so that you will have a better idea of what is the subject and what are the types of questions that have been coming over the years and how you can tackle them. So this will ensure that your preparation is much more holistic and you will understand what kind of questions do come up and how you can handle them. So without any delay, I'd like to go inside the video. So we have a presentation, we'll be just looking into it, and I'll be explaining the syllabus and the trends involved in the subject over the past few years of UPSC Civil Services examination. So we'll go inside the video. So GS1 paper, I was saying GS1 paper has main three subjects. As you see in the slides, it's history, society and geography. Now, since the syllabus has changed in 2013, there's been a formal change since 2013. If you look at it, from 2013 to 2019, history has decreased from 140, which is present in 2013, to 75 in 2019. Whereas in geography, in 2013 it was 80 and in 2019 it was 85. That is not much of a change in geography. But take the subject of society. In 2013 it had just 30 marks, whereas in 2019 it has obtained a mark percentage of mark which is equivalent to 90 in the GS1 paper. So this shows a very clear trend where UPSC has increased the weightage of the questions of society as and when compared to history and geography, and thus society has become one of the very key subjects one must learn and one must understand to ensure that one scores good marks in your GS1 paper. So if you look at it, society has changed from 30 marks, 50 marks, 87.5, 62.5, 50, 105 to 90. So on an average, based upon the last 2 years, we can say that generally there is a large possibility that the marks in society could come from 90 to 100 plus marks. So it is of the utmost importance that one clears and understands what the subject of society is talking about in GS1 paper. So what does one learn in society? That is the question, like how the trends have been, what are types of questions that do come up in society and how we can handle them and how are we supposed to answer them. So that will be discussed later, but in this video we'll be just giving you the trend analysis, seeing what kinds of questions have been coming up, what are the subjects in which UPSC has been consistently asking questions. So we'll be looking at this. So based upon this, you can see that society, the chart, it's clearly visible that the marks in history have somewhat slid down, and geography has remained consistent between 80 and 100, 80 and 110, and society has actually increased from 30 to 90 in the recent year. So this is the breakdown we have of our subjects. Society has been broken down. The subject of the syllabus of society has been broken into 4 parts. One is religion, regionalism, empowerment and culture. The second is poverty, population and development. Third is the globalization impact, and the fourth topic is women. Now the syllabus of society is a bit more vast and wide. We've just managed to compress it into smaller portions. So this is what has been given. Just look at it. You look at society. That is, we are discussing society right now. Initial stages, very less marks. For example, in 2013, just 30 marks were asked, and one was from the topic of religion, region, empowerment and culture, globalization question, and a question on women. But over the years, if you look up at the subject known as religion, region, empowerment and culture, you look it up, 2013, 10 marks. In 2017, it has reached the zenith at 50 marks, and in 2019, the marks is 35. So average, that topic alone gathers you nearly 35 marks. Look at the next topic, poverty, population and development. 0 marks in 2013, 2019 gives you 15 marks. Look at 2018, 40 marks. So understand that that topic is also very important. There is a large possibility that it can fluctuate. Globalization, 15 marks in 2018, 15 marks in 2019, 10 marks in 2013. Women, 10 marks in 2013, then 30, 12.5, 0, 0, 15 and 25. So definitely we can say that there is a large possibility that question on women will be compulsory, question on globalization will be almost compulsory, and there will be a very high weightage given to questions on regionalism, religion, empowerment, culture, followed by population, poverty and development. So Understanding the trend ensures that when you prepare for the subject of society, you will always understand that there is always a question on globalization, there is always a question on women. So one can prepare oneself for that type of question by gathering the data, by gathering the information, and ensuring that any questions which are related to these topics, you will be able to handle it easier, because you'll have your case studies ready, you'll have your examples ready, you'll have your data, any government reports, any survey reports. This will ensure that your answer will be a holistic answer and will bring about the maximum marks possible for you when you write this exam. So a trend analysis is of utmost importance because it shows where one must focus and where one must practice, so that one can save his time during the civil service preparation and make it in a much more successful endeavor. Instead of running behind all the topics and gathering all the information, a little bit of smart work ensures that one can focus upon the parts which are really, really important and bring about a successful change. So that is there for society. I've just given the breakdown. We'll go for the next thing. This is just the earlier trend analysis, we were just talking about it. So now the syllabus of society. So earlier it was a breakdown which we made to make it easier for the people to understand. But the official UPSC syllabus, of GS1 paper has these topics in society. For example, if you look at the slides, salient features of Indian society. Second topic is diversity of India, role of women and women's organization, population, associated issues, poverty, developmental issues, urbanization, their problems and remedies, effects of globalization on Indian society, and social empowerment, communalism, regionalism, and secularism. So many topics. How do you cover them? There is no fixed single book which you can refer to, which will give you a whole encompassing idea of the subject of Indian society. So our suggestion is, you will have to read your basic textbooks, ensure that you have a very clear understanding about it, and you will be focused with the syllabus. Please understand that one single book does not cover the entire syllabus, but rather use the syllabus and gather the information on the various topics by referring the books which we have recommended, and they are the standard books you can use to ensure that you cover the syllabus in a much more complete manner. So the book list goes like this: NCERT Sociology, NCERT Class 11 Understanding Society, that is for our subject, and in NCERT Class 12 that is the Indian Society, Social Change and Development in India, Indian Society, Ramahuja, there's a book by Ramahuja, and another book by Ramahuja, Social Problems in India or Social Issues in India. These are some standard books we can recommend, which will ensure that you have a very clear idea of what was there in the syllabus. I'll go back to the syllabus. You will have a better idea of what is urbanization, what are the poverty and developmental issues India is facing, what is the problem with population, what are the associated issues that are created due to the increasing population in India, what is the role of women and women's organization, social empowerment, role and impact of globalization on Indian society. All these will be discussed in these books. So is this the only books that we need to read? Yes, they will give you the static part, but any answer has to be improved and can be made better if one has the idea of what is happening around us, in and around us. And we need to know the current affairs. We need to know the latest schemes which the government has brought up. We need to know the latest models and pilot studies that have been done to improve the social welfare of the people. So for that, please read the newspaper. You can read the Hindu, the Indian Express, any other online journals or something which you feel is necessary. Please read them. Followed by magazines like Yojana, Economic and Political Weekly, and Kurukshetra, which give a very clear analysis of what are the social issues and what are the many feasible solutions that have been put forth by the government, and maybe other options too. So this will ensure that whenever you write an answer, you do not just stick to the theory part, but also you will give solutions which are much more practical and which are much more contemporary than other solutions which may be a bit outdated. Plus, having a clear-cut idea of the latest solutions, the latest issues that have been cropping up in the recent times will ensure that your answer is much more updated rather than a bookish answer which may seem to be outdated when looked at from the examiner's perspective. So it is of the utmost necessary that not only do you read these static books, but you also read them and combine them with the daily news and the current affairs and other very good magazines like Yojana, Kurukshetra. This will ensure that your answer becomes in a much more rounded and seems much more contemporary in its style of writing and the examples which have been given in them. So that is there. look at the syllabus. These are the static parts. These are the static books and other sources that I would like to recommend for you. I'm just showing the syllabus again. Salient features of Indian society, diversity of India, role of women in women's organization, population and associated issues, poverty and developmental issues, urbanization, their problems and their remedies, effects of globalization on Indian society, social empowerment, communalism, regionalism, and secularism. So I've told you the sources. There's been a syllabus analysis. What are the questions? So we made a PPT of all the questions that have been asked over the last few years by the UPSC as part of a GS1 paper. So if you look at the question is there. The demand of the question, while the question talks about many parts, the demand addresses, that is something we've made so that you can easily grasp what the question is asking about. And we've linked it to the topic of the syllabus, like this comes under which topic. At the same time, certain questions may not just stick to one topic. There may be other topics associated with it. For example, that's why we've also made something known as a subtopic. Then what is the type? Is it completely current affair oriented? Is it completely static oriented? That is also there. The difficulty and marks, you can just ignore it right now. We just made for people who want to, get a better analysis of it. So students who are in mains master, just look at the trend analysis that we are doing here. This will really help you to prepare for your Indian society in a much more worthwhile manner while saving time and ensuring that your productivity is at its peak. So one thing I'd like to show you is these are the questions for the last year. If you look at the type, almost everything has a static component in it. Just one question, the third question has a current affair component in it. So is this just there for 2019? No. You look at 2018, static. 2017, static. Just one has a current affair along with static part. 2016, static. 2015, static. And 2014 has 2-3 questions with a current affair topic in them. So this has given you a clear-cut analysis that the static part is very, very important while preparing for society. How do we prepare the static part? You look at your standard books, standard references, ensure that you are learning from the syllabus. You do not have to read everything. Look at the syllabus, match it, read it with what is available in the books, match it, combine it, prepare the notes. That will help you. So I'm looking at the questions of 2019. I just want to know, I'll just give a breakdown of what the question is and how you can approach it with the syllabus. So first question, what makes the Indian society unique in sustaining its culture? Discuss. So the demand of the question is, it asks what are the factors that are responsible for maintaining the Indian culture over a large period of time. So discuss the factors which are responsible for continuity of unique culture of Indian society. So definitely it's a part of the first topic in our syllabus, salient features of Indian society. So when one answers this question, one must have a very clear idea of what are the salient features of Indian society and how this has been sustained over the centuries, over the years, over the decades. While there have been certain changes, you have to mention the changes. You might also have to mention the factors which are responsible. That is the main part of the question. The factors which are responsible for continuing the Indian society over the ages. That is what one must understand from this question. So if you have a very clear idea of the salient features of Indian society, you would definitely get an understanding of what are the features and why it has been sustaining over the centuries. That is the first question. Empowering women is the key to control the population growth. 2 topics. Population and associated issues, the topic of women. This is the combination. You look at the topic and the subtopic, that is the main thing. So the main key demand of the question is how women empowerment will lead to control in our growth of population. So just link it, learn it. Third question, what are the challenges to our cultural practices in the name of secularism? Secularism, again, it's a part of our syllabus. Cultural challenges to our cultural practices. Link it with Indian culture. Match it, mix it. So the subtopic is Indian culture. Match it with that and write your answer. How is efficient and affordable mass transport key to rapid economic development in India? Urbanization. Part of your syllabus. Do we have cultural pockets of small India all over the nation? Elaborate with examples. Diversity of India. What are the continuing challenges for women in India against time and space? Again, the topic of women. Are we losing our local identity for the global identity? Globalization. Each and every topic has been just cherry-picked from the syllabus and the question has been asked upon that. So, society, While the questions may look very, very intimidating at a first glance, if one is very clear about the syllabus, it is one of the easiest subjects if one has to just tackle it. Just look at the questions, very clearly have an idea of what is there in the syllabus and what you have to read. If one does not have a very clear idea of what is there in the syllabus, it may seem while the questions are easy to understand, you may just divert yourself from the topic and you may not bring in the necessary key points, which will make sure that your answer is complete and holistic. So it is of the utmost necessary that you do read the standard books. This will ensure that you do not miss out on any points, and any current affair, any scheme which you can bring into it adds more richness to your answer and makes your answer unique and different from the other common answers which will be written by everybody else. So please ensure that the foundation of your society preparation must be upon the static part, and you will look at the syllabus, followed by the reading of the current affairs and other parts like other magazines, which will ensure that it will add a rich flavor to your answer and make it unique from the other common answers which are written by all other aspirants. So that is that. You look at 2018, the first question is on caste system is assuming new identities and associational forms, hence caste system cannot be eradicated in India. Again, it's a part of salient features of Indian society. Social empowerment is also a subtopic in them. Second question, despite implementation of various programs for eradication of poverty, look at the keyword poverty, match it with poverty and developmental issues. Third question, secularism, match it with the topic of secularism. Fourth question, women's movement, again role of women in women's organization. Globalization, communalism. Now, based upon the last 2 years, we can say we've looked at 2019, we've looked at 2018. There has been a question on secularism, there has been a question on women, there has been a question on globalization in both the years. And there has also been a question on salient features of Indian society. So let's look at the previous years also, see whether the trend is being continued. Again, first question of 2017, diversity of India. Second question, 2 major legal initiatives by the state since independence to address discrimination against scheduled tribes. Social empowerment, salient features of Indian society. Third question, spirit of tolerance and love is not only an interesting feature of Indian society from very early times, but is also playing an important part at the present. Features of Indian society. Fourth question, women. Fifth question, religiousness, religiosity and communalism. Again, there has been, you can see many common themes which have been running throughout these years. Salient features of Indian society, social empowerment, women. Look at 2016, globalization, poverty. The third question is again about scheduled tribes, which you can say as part of our social empowerment. Fourth question, regionalism. 2015, cultural elements of diversity. Second question is on population. Third question is on scheduled caste and social empowerment. Fourth question is on labor migration. Fifth question is on globalization and on impact on women. Fifth question is on Dalit identity, work towards annihilation of caste, social empowerment. 14, women. First question is on women, second question is also on women diversity, third question is also again on features of Indian society, fourth question is again on women and feminization of agriculture, fifth question is on secularism. 2013, same, urbanization, second question is on women, third question is on effect of globalization on population, fourth question is on regionalism. Definitely, just by looking at a basic reading of the types of questions that have been asked over the past years, you can clearly get an idea. Women, there will be a question on women, there will be a question on globalization, and there will be a question on culture and features of Indian society. And there is a large possibility that a question can come on urbanization, or maybe on something similar to that with relation to regionalism or communalism, or maybe also with secularism. So such a clear, easy plan of preparing for this ensures that you will always be prepared for these topics. Please understand that analyzing the trend gives you is half the battle won, because now you know you are going to definitely get a question on women, definitely you are going to get a question on globalization, definitely you are going to get a question on Indian culture. Plan it, prepare it, keep your notes ready, and whenever you get a question, just add these notes to that answer. Make sure it is according to the demand of the question. Just fill in the parts, bring in some case studies and some examples, and definitely it is going to make a holistic and a large improvement to your preparation. So that is all for this program, for this video. This is part of our mains master series, and as you go through it, you will definitely see a large improvement at the end of the program. That is all there for this video. My name is Sibi Joy, signing off. Thank you.